Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to practice our knowledge in Python, specifically with arrays and lists. And by the way, these types of questions are commonly asked in interviews in Python programmers interviews if you are applying for a Python programming job or any other programming language. They will ask you questions like these that we have talked about in previous tutorials and like this, but sometimes it's a little difficult depending upon the position. So let's get started. The problem says write a Python program to find common items from two lists. So now we have two lists, and they contain some items, some random numbers, and we want to find the common items between these two lists. So as you can see, if we check it quickly, you will find that 6 exists in both. Also 12 exists in both, as well as 23. So the common items are 12 and 6, 12, 6, 12, and 23. So at the end of this program that we are going to write, we should get an array of these numbers, 6, 12, and 23, because these three numbers are the common items from these two lists or arrays. So let's get started. First of all, we need to loop through the first array and then check each item in the first array and compare it with the second array or list. So for example, we will create a loop and take the first number, which is 3, and start comparing it with all of the items. And in Python, it's so simple. First of all, I'm going to create 4x in list 1, and immediately I'm gonna use if statement, and if the x, the item, the first item, and then the second item, if it's in the second list 2, we should store that x, that number in an array. So I'm gonna create another array, and I'm gonna call it common items, and it's gonna be an empty array or empty list. And then here I am going to store this item inside the common list or common items array, and I'm gonna use the append method, and I'm gonna pass this x. And then what I should do is that I should, at the end of the program, I should just print the complete list. So here I should I should use the print and then pass the common items array. So as you can see, first we loop through the first list. So let's test it. Let's test it quickly. First, I'm gonna loop through the first array, and I'm gonna take the first item. The first item is 3, and I'm gonna use if statement, and I'm gonna use the x, which is the first iteration, equals to 3, and use in operator, and then list 2, meaning that if 3 is in the list 2, so it's gonna test if the number 3 exists in the second list. If that is true, we are gonna add it to the array. If not, we are gonna skip this if statement. And the first iteration, 3, does not exist in the second array, so we are gonna skip this if statement. And then we are gonna get to the second iteration and take the second item, which is 6, and then we use the if statement again if 6 is in list 2, and it's gonna check that for us, and yes, that is true. Then we are gonna use this append method and pass this number, which happens to be 6, to that array, and it's gonna repeat this iteration till the end of the array. And once it loops through all of the items in the array, it's gonna print out the common items array. So let's now save and run. And as you can see here in the log, we have three numbers, 6, 12, and 23, which is true because we have tested at the beginning, and 6, 12, and 23 are the common three items in both lists. So this is how you solve these type of problems. It's so simple, especially in Python. It's simple in other programming languages. Might be a little bit difficult, but these types of problems are very, very important. You need to start working on these problems and practice your knowledge. So that's it for this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, share, like, and subscribe. And by the way, I have a free ebook on how to make money coding. You can download it immediately if you click on the link in the description below. And I have also created some courses in Python and other programming languages. If you really want to take your skills further, you can check them out in the description below. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.